from northern India to East Belfast. For more than 50 years this tiger tale has remained untold, but Perry Zachary has dusted down the old tiger and got out some old letters. They tell the story of how his late wife Ruth came to be presented with this extraordinary gift from one of the richest men in India.
Well, my wife, after having answered an advertisement in a film magazine, she started a correspondence with a pen pal in India.
It turned out this was no ordinary pen pal, it was the Maharaja of Bundi. And he later wrote to Ruth and Perry in Belfast, inviting them to India.
But regrettably, the business was quite demanding and it wasn't possible for us both to go. Eventually, we decided that she could go, and she organised her wardrobe and everything to go, and she went. He was a gentleman, and he wrote to me and convinced me that she would be well looked after, and strangely enough, it is what happened.
And in February 1963, off she went on the long journey from Belfast to Bombay.
He took her twice to see the Taj Mahal. One of the things that he did say in the first instance was that if she would come to India, since it was coming up to the time when he was going to shoot his 200th tiger, she could have the skin of this tiger if she would come out and collect it. And he shot it with one shot.
Ruth was allowed to take the tiger skin home with her. There weren't many of these in East Belfast. Then, years later, out of the blue, the Maharaja announced he wanted to come to Belfast too.
This, of course, was quite a surprise, and it certainly made us wonder, what are we going to do? What sort of a retina would he have with him? How are we going to cope with this?
But he never made it to Belfast. He died suddenly in England while visiting Lord Louis Mountbatten, a former Viceroy of India and a good friend of the Maharaja.
Ruth, having got this information, she decided to write to Lord Louis's secretary to ask what had happened. And she got a letter back from Lord Louis himself saying that he was the only person who was present when Bundi died.
The tiger skin remains in East Belfast, a private reminder of a remarkable story.
It was only on display for a few years. After that, people kept tripping over the head there, and it knocked out one of the teeth, as a matter of fact.
Toothless, but priceless. Mark Simpson, BBC Newsline, East Belfast.